Yeah, so there's the Course in Miracles lesson, the voice for God. I mean, I do like what Hawkins said. I mean, the Course in Miracles is at 600, and but it's not the highest teaching. There are teachings at 1,000, which are much more non-dualistic. But there has been some great answers to that, the voice for God. And of course, the Christians have had the idea of the testing of spirits, i.e., is this your ego or is this temptation or the dark side trying to give you an idea, or is this coming directly from God or divinity? The voices that you hear. Um, you know, I do get actually, I do pray to God, to Jesus Christ, and I don't usually hear a voice. I hear a kind of an intuitive guidance. I don't know what to say. It's like an intuitive hunch or an intuitive sense of what the answer is. And when I pray to God or to the Holy Spirit or to Jesus Christ. Um, and sometimes just the miracle happens. It's like I just pray like I forgot where I left my keys. And then I'll suddenly be walking outside my room and my hand will just suddenly go under the bed covers. I don't know why it went there. And there'd be my keys. And I didn't even do that or think that. So all these kinds of mystical things do happen. So responses do come in mysterious and mystical ways when I pray. Um, and so yes, but as a non-duality student, I'm usually trying to get to. I like you see, for me, the Course in Miracles, you have to see that some of the lessons are more dualistic, like there's a voice for God, and some of them are more what I'd call non-dual. You're going to the formless, beyond voices, beyond thoughts, and beyond a you trying to listen to a voice. So that's the non-dual. So, like in the um, early lessons, God is a love in which I forgive. God is a love in which I forgive the politicians. So there's a me praying to God to forgive. So it's very dualistic. Whereas later, some of the lessons may be going more to the formless infinite. So there's no voice. And in fact, the Course in Miracles does talk about the hush of heaven. I've experienced the hush of heaven. I had that experience once in Oxford Street, where even though I'd walked through there and it was really noisy most days, this day it was silent. Even though there was people walking by, it was the hush of heaven. The whole world had silenced into a heavenly, beautiful hush. There was no voice, you see. So in the ultimate states of God consciousness, there is no sound, and the world muffles out into bliss. So you're going beyond the dualistic world and beyond the you, listening to voices and seeing sights. You're going off into the infinite. So it's just the level of consciousness that you're at. And sometimes it's practical to be praying to God and hearing a practical answer or an intuitive answer. Also, what has been shared, there was an answer in the group. I totally agree with this. I'll eventually shoot a video, maybe not today, on temptation. It's very good as a spiritual student. I highly recommend this. You have a mentor or someone more evolved or a group you go to on a regular basis just to get your ideas checked out and your direction checked out. As many people who are very advanced have fallen. There's been loads of spiritual teachers who get to mystical and advanced states, and then you hear them having sex orgies and 97 Rolls Royces, even though they were in a state of bliss for many years. And you need a teacher. You need someone because you can get hooked out by temptation, even though you're in sublime states. And someone to say, look, this thought you've had of having sex orgies in the ashram and asking everyone to sell their home and give you all the money, you're going off track now. Um, so you need to sort of let that go. So it's good to have a mentor or a group, even if you go to advanced states and you think you're beyond having a teacher or a group to sound your ideas through. It's good because even if you get to advanced states, temptation does actually and is. I'll do a video on that on another time. So, but you do get better if you're praying to God, getting answers, and then going to non-dual states. But I like what Buddha said. Yeah, you know, the attachment to the senses. So eventually, you've got to let go of the attachment to sound, to sights, to smells. You can go to the observer. If you go to the observer of sound and voice, you go to the silence where there is no sound and there is no voice and there is no you speaking to another. You just go into infinite silence and bliss. So it goes to, that's the non-dual realm. So the Course in Miracles goes to a vibration of 600. Non-dual teachings go beyond that. So they're going into that which is beyond voice and sounds and you and this and that. They're non-dualistic. Okay, so that's what I'd shoot on the voice for God.